First time. Welcome. Let's be a little more interactive today. So, most of you know me, but my name is Paul Knight, and I am on the board of trustees here at 1U, and I am currently serving as the president of the board here. With me today in our service, as always, or as most often, is Reverend Margalie, our minister, and Judith, our director of lifetime religious education. No? All these three-letter acronyms, they're confusing. Of course, Rose. Where's Rose? Rose is over there. Thank you, Rose. And Aubrey on the keyboard with our accompanist, Daniella. And of course, Cammie Horn is our wonderful worship associate here today. And of course, we have all the wonderful folks in the back. Everybody turn around and say, hi, tech team. Hi, AV guys. Woohoo! All right. So there's a lot of people that help put this on every week, and a lot of support behind the scenes that we don't always see. I want to personally greet everyone this morning, those that have been here many times in the past, as well as our new friends and friends who are coming for their second or third time. Thank you so much for coming back. We are here together to explore our Unitarian Universalist faith, which embraces us in a community of justice seekers where we have a commitment to lifelong spiritual growth and compassionate service to not only ourselves, our friends, and our community. Whether today is your first visit, thank you very much for coming today, or it's your 1000th visit or more, because I'm sure some of us have been here many times. Whoever you are, whoever you love, you are all welcome here in this space. In this community, your whole self is welcome. We welcome everyone's race, national origin, gender, sexual orientation, age, physical or mental abilities, economic status, religious background, whoever you are, whatever is in your heart, you are welcome here today with us. For more information about our congregation, for more information about our congregation and information on announcements, please go to orlandouu.org or email info@orlandouu.org, or talk to one of our welcome associates, or join us for coffee, which I'll probably talk about in a hot second. As a very important reminder, we still have a handful, a select few tickets left for our Holly Near concert next Saturday, September 9th. That starts at 8 p.m. If you have not gotten your tickets, please see Aubrey or Steve Hanna or go online and buy the tickets. But this is going to be an amazing event. The music is wonderful. I am sure there will be wonderful fellowship during the performance. And as a quick ask, as we know, we have a wonderful campus and a lot of great parking here. But in order to accommodate those that will be visiting, if those that are members could maybe try to park on a side street or around the corner, if you can, that way we have a little bit of extra parking for those that are coming here for the first time. Also next Sunday is our annual water communion service and ingathering. I love the water communion myself, although I frequently fail to get water to contribute because I forget about it. But this is a service where we kick off our 23-24 church year. Similar as we did last year, we will start outside in our wonderful labyrinth underneath the beautiful trees. We will sing our way into the sanctuary, and please, if you did collect water from various places that you visited throughout the last year, or if you just want to bring something from home that's meaningful to you, please do so as we will gather these together as part of the service. All other announcements are on the slides before and after service, and there are links to the weekly update using that fancy QR mabob up there. And if you'd like to follow along with service, hit that QR code shown on the monitor, and it'll have the order of service up there. So thanks again for being here in person, and thank you again to everyone online. We appreciate all of you, and remember, we're all welcome, everyone.
And now, please say the words with me as we light the chalice. In the light of truth and in the warmth of love, we gather to seek, to sustain, and to share. And then please rise in body or spirit and join in singing our opening hymn, 1024, When the Spirit Says Do.
Hear ye, hear ye. My name is Judith Stein-Farrall, and today, the 3rd day of September, in the Gregorian calendar year 2023 CE, the congregation of the First Unitarian Church of Orlando is called together to worship. On this eve of Labor Day, it is the Speaking Truth to Power way. Thy leadership invites thee to say what is on thy mind. 2 minutes thee may speak, and there will be no irreverent squeak, but listening as the speakers seek thy right of conscience as they share. It is a gift, our UU leaning, to encourage our responsible search for meaning and our freedom to voice our learning with a shared pulpit right at hand. And so again, I call all to participate in the witness and to witness these humble opinions of worthy folks. However, before we begin, I also invite thee to welcome and greet one another for a moment. And then with the clang of a bell, we will continue our soapbox adventure together. Old English is not necessary.
So no, I will not do what Judith just did. No. But yes, wanted to just let you know a few rules. Well, first of all, so glad many of you have signed up. Woohoo! Yes, wonderful to see that. But just wanted to give you just a few rules and just kind of let you know what we mean by soapboxing. That's usually, so we have a soapbox here for you. There was a time when people would literally stand on a soapbox and really speak with conviction about something they believed in, and then for a lot of preachers, it was basically telling you, you'd go to hell if you didn't accept Christ. But I'm assuming that's not what's going to happen here today, right? So you're going to just speak with conviction about something you believe in, and as Judith mentioned, no more than 2 minutes. And please, let's talk about subjects and not people, right? And I was going to say, oh yes, we have children here, so, your language, tone it down. But please, we really want to hear what you have to say here. And you heard laughter from one soapboxer already, so please, let's just have fun together, and let's be in community, and let's just enjoy one another's company. And then we have our soapbox. All right, Charlotte will come up. Charlotte will be our next soapboxer here.
Every Sunday, near the end of the service, we say, we extinguish the flame. And that bothers me. I don't think we ever extinguish the flame of Unitarian Universalism. For one thing, I believe that somewhere in the world, at every moment, there is a Unitarian Universalist flame burning. And on the larger sense is that the flame burns in us, and it's never extinguished. I believe we should say, we extinguish this flame, and then the rest is just fine. So that's basically my message. I don't know to whom to go to make this wonderful thing happen, but I know there are a number of people who agree with me, and hopefully now there'll be more, that we never extinguish the flame.
Charlotte, before you go, we have a little certificate for you, which Kim is going to hand to you, and it says, I spoke up and won you today.
Good morning. I'm Rose Beiler. I'm a member of the Board of Trustees here at 1U. We invite you now into a practice of generosity. It's one of our spiritual values which sustains the life. Oh, I get time too? I get timed. Oh, wait. We invite you into a practice of generosity. It's one of our spiritual values which sustains the life and ministries, I can't talk this morning, of our church community. And I think it's a critical value. It not only sustains, well, it does sustain the life and ministries, which I think are really important, especially given the times in which we live, when we need more justice in this world and we need more love. And so I encourage you to think about the ways in which giving generously of your time and your talent and your money helps the ministries that are critical today. I want to also invite you to be grateful for the opportunity to give, because giving allows us to think about the privilege we have to be able to give. And let us also be grateful for our needs, for our needs give us the opportunity to practice receiving, which is the other end of giving. So today's collection will go to the ministries of this congregation. And like I said, I think they're really important, and I hope you will join me in giving of your time, talent, and money to help support them. So usually the first Sunday's collection goes to our Share the Plate recipient, However, this month's recipient will be with us later in the month. So at that point, we will make a donation because it's Labor Day and a holiday weekend. They're not coming today. Until we hear directly from them, however, let me just tell you that September's partner for the Share the Plate recipient is 10,000 Villages. And I personally feel a connection to 10,000 Villages. The founder of 10,000 Villages shares my last name and my aunt's first name, Ruth Beiler, was a Mennonite in the community in which I grew up. And we're not related, but I share this connection with her. And so the mission of 10,000 Villages is to create opportunities for artisans in under-resourced communities to earn income by bringing their products and stories to our markets through fair trade and long-term relationships. So please use the link in the newsletter or on the screen to donate directly to 10,000 Villages, and make sure you let us know when you do so. The offering will now be collected.
Your story, let it echo far and wide. Make them hear you, make them hear you. How justice was your battle, and how justice was denied. Make them hear you, make them hear you. And say to those who blame you for the way you choose to fight, that sometimes there are battles which are more than black or white. And I could not put down my sword when justice was my right. Make them hear you. Make them hear you. Go out and tell the story to your daughters and your sons. Make them hear you. Make them hear you. And tell them in your struggle you are not the only one. Make them hear you. Make them hear you. Your sword can be a sermon or the power of the pen. Teach every child to raise their voice, and then, my friends, and then will justice be demanded by 10 billion righteous men. Make them hear you. When they hear you, I'll be near you
Let us joyfully receive what is offered here today in the spirit of gratitude and fellowship. And thank you, Aubrey.
Our next soapboxer is Karen Rember, who will be speaking on growth.
Good morning. I'm Karen Ramberg, and I have been a member of this congregation for about 10 years. And in that 10 years, I've heard a lot about how do we grow, and my understanding is that conversation has been going on a lot longer than that. And whenever I hear about growth, I think of an expression I've heard where it says, in order to find the right person, be the right person. So I feel very strongly that our search for growth starts within. How do we become the place that supports our members, encourages our members, challenges our members? How do we do that to our fullest capacity? And so I was delighted to find out that we are going to do strategic planning and to help us reach that goal. But the plan is only as good as the information the planners have. So I implore each and every one of you to share your hopes, your dreams, your disappointments with the people who are putting together our strategic plan. Help them create a plan that will help us become a brighter, bigger beacon of liberal religion here in Central Florida.
I forgot to show you a prop over there. You know, we have sand through the hourglass, and so are the, oh, sorry, wrong place, sorry. So this is the time we set aside for deep sharing of our hearts and for prayer and meditation. So if you have a sorrow you need witnessed or help with, or a joy that you wish to share, please contribute to a collective sharing of joys and sorrows to be read each Sunday here from the pulpit. You can email us those joys and concerns at joysandconcerns@orlandouu.org during the week. If you're attending in person, you can complete a card at the welcome table outside, and we'll share what you want to share with the congregation. And then we also, at the end of this part of the service, we offer you a space to come forward and silently share as well, or silently hold what's in your heart. So know that you can bring your joys and your sorrows as we come together here. You are welcome to come as you are. Your whole self is welcome into the sacred space that we are creating together. We have some joys and concerns from the community. The flowers here are from One You Flower team, saluting our wonderful music program and the upcoming concert at One You by a true American treasure, Holly Near. And remember, you can still get tickets to next Saturday's concert. And we have this note: UUs are amazing. Thank you for supporting us during Laura's surgery. Here's the update. Surgery was successful and Laura is recovering. We began the week Sunday by losing our AC. We had to move in with friends for a few days. Monday was the hip replacement. Laura was pretty doped up during surgery, so some of you may have received weird texts and emails. Wednesday, we were well into recovery. Thursday, I went home to meet the Greens AC installers. It was hot, but by Thursday night, we were home enjoying the new system. Meal train was so helpful. I didn't realize how much work was involved in caretaking. Both Laura and I are grateful, and that's Elizabeth, Laura and Beth, are grateful to all who brought us dinner, and to those of you who sent cards and texts, thank you. They really brighten Laura's mood. They are part of her healing, Beth and Laura. So thank you on their behalf. And we have Luke Self, and I apologize if I'm pronouncing this last name incorrectly, sent us a note saying that I had to go to ER this past Saturday morning due to extreme pain to the lower back that radiated down my right leg. He found out that there was a bulging disc in his lumbar region that seems to be pressing on a nerve. So he's asking for positive thoughts, positive vibes, and prayer to send his way. Thank you and love you all, he ends with. And from here this morning, we have this note. I just became a great-grandmother and a little boy in Iowa. Oh, to a little boy. And a little boy in Iowa. To a little boy in Iowa. That's Swellen who wrote this. Yay! Right there. She's pointing. And from the larger community, our hearts, of course, go out to our neighbors, our Florida community neighbors on the Gulf Coast who are facing the long recovery ahead following the damages from Hurricane Idalia. And may the people of Maui's recovery be gentle yet swift, and may friends and families of those who perished in the fires be comforted. And for all the joys and sorrows of this community, whether shared or held close to the heart, let us pray, let us celebrate, and let us send one another healing energy. And I invite you into meditative prayer. Close your eyes if that feels good for you, but relax your body as much as you can. And bring your whole self here into this space. Whatever might keep you from being fully present, set them aside for this moment. You can pick them up later or not, but set them aside for now and be fully present in community. Let's take a couple of deep breaths together. And as we share with one another today what we are passionate about and deep in our hearts, I want to share this reading with you from Margaret Wolf. If you would just continue to be as comfortably as you can and let these words sink in. We sit together and I tell you things, silent, unborn, naked things that only my God has heard me say. You do not cluck your tongue at me or roll your eyes or split my heart into 1,000 pieces with words that have little to do with me. You do not turn away because you cannot bear to see your own unclaimed light shining in my eyes. You stay with me in the dark. You urge me into being. You make room in your heart for my voice and rejoice in my joy. And through it all, you stand unbound by everything but the still, small voice within you. I see my future self in you, just enough to risk moving beyond the familiar, just enough to leave the familiar in the past where it belongs. I breathe you in, I breathe you out. In one luxurious and contented sigh. In sweet company, I am home at last. Beloveds, may that be what you feel here in this community. And now we invite you to come forward to light a candle, if that feels right for you, to share, to hold sacred whatever is on your heart, and know that this community is here to support you in your joys and in your sorrows. Our next speaker is Barbara Howe, who will be speaking on healthcare.
Right. In my not so humble opinion, our healthcare system is broken. It's become a profit-based disease management industry. We need to change that before the system goes bankrupt. We spend a huge portion of our gross domestic product on healthcare, but we keep getting sicker and sicker. I'm not here to blame anyone. However, most chronic disease stems from diet and lifestyle choices, but we are unknowing victims. Our agriculture industry has been trying to feed more people with less land for decades, and in the process, depleting said land of trace minerals and adding poisons. Then our food is overprocessed to make it more attractive, tastier, and longer lasting. All this disrupts our microbiome, leading to chronic diseases and lowered immune function. The information's out there. We do what we know, but when we know better, we do better. We need to take charge of our own health care. As Michael Pollan says, eat real food, not too much, mostly vegetables. And as my daughter Amy, an ER nurse, says, eat a vegetable, drink a glass of water, and take a walk, and you'll never see me again. Let's stop digging Let's stop digging our graves with a knife and fork.
G. Reese, who will be talking about, Chautauqua Institution from New York.
Hi, yeah, I'm Gay Reese. Can you all hear me? Okay. Chautauqua Institution is about an hour and a half south of Buffalo, New York. I go there every summer. It's a wonderful place. It has classes, sports. It's a beautiful location, concerts in the evening. It was started as a Sunday school. People went there it was to educate Sunday school teachers, but they were the sort of people who were very inquisitive and open to new things, and they expanded the number of the topics into the political and environmental, all kinds of different areas, and got wonderful speakers to come and speak there. And instead of just a Christian center, it developed into an interfaith religious center. The Unitarians also were involved pretty early on. They built a house. The different denominations would build houses and put their names on them. And but the Unitarians sold their house. Of course, later on they realized they had made a mistake and came back, and now they rent a house there. So there is a Unitarian house there, and it's just great.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Catherine Vaccaro.
I have a lot of friends with wonderful pets, and as those pets begin to age, they put time and love and money into helping them have a peaceful exit. And then when that moment, when they know that pet is really ill and is starting to suffer, they are able to give it a peaceful exit with the help of a veterinarian. Unfortunately, we humans are not offered that option, especially here in Florida. And I want to talk to you briefly about death with dignity because it's something very close to my heart, and it's something that I think as social justice warriors we should be taking up as much as we're taking up the right to abortion and the right to equal access for all. My first husband died of pancreatic cancer, and he did not have that option. My second husband is dying of dementia, and he won't have that option either unless we go to a foreign country. And it is a sad indictment of our country that we can't grapple with this and overcome these ancient prejudices and help people die with dignity.
You didn't have to ring the bell. You finished before time. Our next, oh, and I forgot to mention your title, Death with Dignity. And next soapboxer, Patty Reynolds. There she is with Helping/Caring Circle.
Hello. I'm making an unself-conscious plug for the Caring Circle. I don't know if you know it, but you're all members of the Caring Circle. We have a host of volunteers who support, who participate in meal trains. The Caring Circle has 12 wonderful monthly contacts and 2 coordinators. And currently, Cindy Schleier and I are the coordinators. I was the August contact also, and Cindy's the September contact. We support our principles, the inherent dignity and worth of every person, justice, equity, and compassion in human relations. So we love this work. I love doing. Let's see. Jenny Lockington is a monthly contact. Linda Piantieri, could you stand up? Would you mind? And help me and forgive me if I saw a couple others. Wendy Darrow. Kathy Hamblett. There are 12 of us. And Cindy, you can stand. So those are, so 5 of us are standing. We also need an October contact. So if you feel an overwhelming generosity, please contact either Cindy or me. And we're real. We love you.
Patty. And now we call soapboxer Lisa Marie Matthias Steinmeier, encouraging spiritual growth.
Please go easy on me. I just wrote this 8 minutes ago. Spirit, what would you have me say? Move, breathe, buckle, and sway. We must not be afraid of the space which it takes to create. The wide stretch of silent space it takes to honor exactly how you were made. In a culture of division, shouting, fighting, digital turbulence of words, reeling and endless biting, I pray for peace. I pray we are not afraid of any name for the Holy Spirit guiding us in this place. I pray for everything you've been carrying, which is not yours to hold, to be released. I pray you are surrounded by the painted light of belief, to be everything you were created to be. This is the ministry which comes to me when I pray for peace. Thank you.
Thank you. Kenneth Masello. All right. who will be speaking on irony.
Hello. 2 minutes is a lot less than I thought, but I've switched it up mentally, and you know, I'm one of those people that have so much on their mind, and I watch YouTube a lot, and go into the comments of certain videos, and I type this huge response, and then I sit there and say, that's not worth saying, and I delete everything. So that's, you know, social media is ironic, because it's not very social at all. Echo chambers and such, and that thing is just... well, no, yeah. No, it's good. I can see it. It helps me. But, you know, but I look for opportunities to speak when it will matter, and here, as I walked up, everyone was asking for people to speak, so that's a good opportunity. So you could call me an opportunist, but it's ironic because usually that has a negative connotation, the irony in that. And I guess I just want to share, like, a very personal story. I'm a world history teacher, 6th grade. Last school year, we had a teacher there who was alleged to be sexist, transphobic, racist. I can't use names, but it was me, and I'm here. You know, and that's very ironic to me. And you know, I had to write a response, and I couldn't help but chuckle. I want to take it serious, but I did have to write a response, but I couldn't help but laugh because of the irony. So perhaps, and I'm almost out of time, perhaps seeing the irony in things helps you laugh at and find the lighter side. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very short.
And our next soapboxer, Emmy Collins, who will be talking about conversing outside our bubbles.
I didn't think you'd get to me, so I didn't sit down front. This was very impromptu. This morning, something was on the internet that caught my attention so much that I impulsively printed it out, hoping to be able to share it. And when I got here and saw they were asking for speakers, I said, "Oh, share it." So I will do quick excerpts. This is from a fellow named Steve Schmidt, and he had a conversation with someone who he describes as a diehard Trump guy, outfitted in a Trump hat, shirt, and giant belt buckle. And Steve, of course, is very, very liberal. The conversation started over his truck. Okay, I'm skipping. I asked him about his Marine Corps service, as he had several decals on his vehicle. We all make assumptions, don't we? Here I was, standing beside my giant black Ford Raptor with Utah tags, a 6-foot-tall, 220-pound white guy wearing a University of Iowa hat in North Dakota. There's no doubt in my mind Fred thought I was one of us, not one of them. Basically, that's how it breaks down. Certainly my political views regarding the right are very much in the minority. Skipping. Fred believes something powerfully. Seriously. Okay.
So,
okay.
Thank you.
If anyone wants to see the rest of that, it's very good.
Here, here.
Are you sure that's true?
And our final soapboxer is Joan Nelson, who will be talking about a congregation of abundance. Woohoo! Oh, sorry, there was a last signer-upper, but come on up.
Thank you. Hi, Joan Nelson. And just shout out to Karen, who mentioned the strategic planning process that's going on. And those of us who are Kathy and Greg and myself are facilitators because this is your plan, as Karen said. So there are going to be lots of opportunities to participate. And in my experience with UUs, you've never hesitated on sharing your thoughts, your concerns, your opinions. But I want to also remind us how we can build on what we already have. This is an amazing place, an amazing congregation, and in a challenging and amazing time. And I think if we can all remember what it is to come from a culture of abundance, I think that could help even with the two folks you were just talking about. There is so much to be grateful for. I think we get locked into our worlds to think about what's missing. And yes, we need to attend to things, tweak things, because I think we are in such a great position. So we want to hear about that. But we also need to celebrate and build on what we already have, which is an amazing culture of abundance. So stay tuned. You'll be hearing from us lots of ways, and you can follow us in the blog. Our goals are to be inclusive, transparent, and at the end of the day, practical. So thanks, everyone. Thank you.
And now, our last speaker, last boxer, is Shanna Thomas.
Hello, everybody. My topic is on litter, and it's something that is so ubiquitous that we almost take it for granted at this point. I'd like for everybody to think the next time that you, I don't know if you smoke or what have you, but the next time you throw out a cigarette butt, the next time that you actually leave a cup someplace at a park, whatever it is, just remember that you're actually impacting not only humans, but also animals. And that's something that's very passionate to me. Your impact is actually not only in your little community, but it eventually hits the oceans. And I don't know if you've seen any documentaries on litter in the ocean, but we have got acres and acres of litter that have accumulated, and it is a message that I'd like to just tell everybody that please don't litter. Just remember that.
Well, wow. Woohoo! Oh, wow. So I'm so grateful for all these wonderful soapboxing topics. And, you know, I think people had really, you could have talked about anything, but I felt like people talked about things that were meaningful, not just generally meaningful, but but specifically meaningful to our faith tradition and how we want to live in this world. So thank you so much for your willingness to share what's passionate to you. And now, if you would all join me in singing our closing hymn, number 208, from the Gray Hymnal, Every Time I Feel the Spirit.
Upon the mountain, I got smoke.
blessed by our covenant, uplifted in mind and renewed in spirit, go forth with courage and peace to meet the days to come. Reverend Burton D. Carley. Beloveds, worship has ended, and now the service truly begins. And our call to action is, as that last line, go forth with courage and speak our truth and values to the world. And we see what is happening in Florida. So challenging times, certainly challenging state, but living our values and speaking up for others. You got a lot of practice this morning. Speaking up for others is what I am inviting all of us to do more of. So, we'll extinguish.
So please join me in saying these words as we extinguish the chalice. We extinguish the flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.